Still broadcasting to you live from the Table Bay Hotel, where Inguku Development has got a whole group of stakeholders together to discuss the very sensitive and critical issue of commercial crimes. I am now joined by Mr. Donald Kau, who is the head of corporate affairs at Santam, as well as Ms. Kalyani Pillay. She is the CEO of the South African Banking Risk Information Center. Let me just quickly start off with her. Ma'am, just explain to us, in the bank's terms, what is commercial crime?
Commercial crime in the banking sector manifests really in issues around card fraud. We often refer to it as plastic fraud, but it's around credit card fraud, debit card fraud, check fraud. You look at internet banking fraud as well. What happens is that as the banks provide different platforms and greater access to banking to their clients, so too the perpetrators try to compromise those very platforms. And all the crimes perpetrated there really falls within the commercial space because they're defrauding clients of their money. So, you know, we look at each of these crime types, and of course different modus operandi manifests all the time. And certainly causes quite a big problem, not only for the banks, but certainly for their clients as well.
All right. Ma'am, just let me speak to Mr. Tau. Mr. Tau, in terms of the insurance sector, what do you classify as a commercial crime?
It's those instances in our environment where we see a lot of corruption, theft and fraud. And it'll manifest itself primarily within our claims environment, where claims are being submitted, where you would see theft of premiums that people are paying. You may see claims being inflated for claims that are being submitted into our environment. The staging sometimes of incidents where the perpetrators may then be looking at inflating those claims and making sure that they get access to some of the services and goods. Putting in inferior parts, particularly within the vehicle repair environment. So it's primarily around that sort of the fraudulent activity that we detect within that environment.
All right. Ma'am, how do we combat commercial crimes in the banking sector?
I think one of the things that's really important is that bank clients need to accept and to understand that a great part of the risk actually lies with them as well. Obviously, the risk that lies with the banks are dealt with by the banks and dealt with quite well by the banks. And, you know, they go to great lengths to put in all kinds of mechanisms to be able to ensure that their systems are safe, that their clients are protected. But the risks that actually lie with bank clients themselves, like you and I as lay people, that's really important. So we provide advice and tips to people to be vigilant. When, you know, we talk about things when you're using your credit card or your debit card, or any card for that matter, when you're swiping, we say to people every single time, there's just no exception at all to the rule that you have to watch your card being swiped. You have to make sure that you cover the keypad of the device where you're putting in your PIN number. Whether you're using your card at an ATM, you should never ever use an ATM without covering the keypad. A lot of people enjoy the comfort of using and the convenience of using internet banking, which is a great way to do your banking. But you must ensure that you have antivirus on your computers. You must make sure that you download antivirus and all those protective tools on your mobile phone as well, not just your computers and your smart technology pieces of equipment, but your phones as well. And I think also, you know, people need to be vigilant. And unfortunately, South Africans tend to continue doing this. Phishing emails do the rounds all the time. And for some odd reason, South Africa seems to be such a targeted destination for phishing emails to be sent out to. And I think that because South Africans respond so easily to phishing emails, now I know that, you know, we do a lot of communication and we advise people about the different kinds of emails that go out. But of course, the perpetrators find new ways and different ways, and it's social engineering really, you know, where they try to play on people's emotions so that people respond and give them the information they want. And I think one of the things...
Yeah. Let me just quick. Thanks very much. Mr. Tau, very, very, very quickly, how do you guys, or how do I at home make sure that I don't become a victim of fraud in the insurance sector?
Well, policyholders, first of all, do have a policy number. You just got to make sure that you're in a position to get in touch with your insurer to verify that we have captured your details properly. We've also made sure that you've got a proper list of all the inventories that you've insured with us. That's quite critical. There are fraud lines that are available where you can get in touch with where you do see instances where your premiums maybe are going to the wrong person. So that there's sufficient measures in place for consumers to report fraudulent activity, or at least to make sure that they understand their policies.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank you both, Mr. Pillay, as well as you, Mr. Kao, for joining us at this time. Leanne, for now, that's it from us in Cape Town. We hand you back to our colleagues in studio in Johannesburg.